Hello community, I hope you are doing good. In this discussion we will see what is the purpose of the filtered method, and in case you missed previous discussion about answer_1 method, please check, link is given in the description. If you want to learn more about Odoo, you can visit the Weblearns channel. Under this home screen you can see Odoo 17 and development tutorial, and right now we are working on this playlist ORM methods. By the way, if you are a beginner and want to learn from the scratch, right, you can visit this playlist because this is the main playlist, and you can see here those are the sub playlist. Okay, so all the topics cover here. And guys, if you didn't subscribe this channel, please subscribe. It will give you a latest notification about the latest upcoming videos. So let's back to our main topic. What is the purpose of the filter, right? So let's say there is a few methods already provided by Odoo to optimize code to reduce multiple calls to the database, and you can trying to get data from your existing cache memory, right? So here this is the best example. You can try to reduce your code, plus you can also optimize your code. If you learn this one, I'm guarantee you will have a lot of benefits using this filtered method. So let's say I will provide you two different scenarios. One is the traditional way how we are doing as a beginner, and the second scenario is using this filtered method to optimize our code. Okay, so let's say this is the students, right? You can see here total number of student is 17. Here if I will go to here the school, and once I click to this button, it will call this method, and based on that method I'm trying to show you this filtered method demo. So this is the custom method which is mapped with this button. So once I click to this button, it will automatically call this method. Okay, so this is our previous session about answer_. Let me comment it out, and let's say students equal to self.env wb.student search. Okay, here let me add students. So once I restart the service, guys, if you don't know how to configure Odoo in PyCharm like this, please check editor level playlist. I already explained. So let me open this terminal and let me remove all the logs. Once I click to this button, you can see here print statement already available here, and self itself is a record set, the current record set. And now you can see here total 17 records available for the student, right? You can see here 17 records, all these records available here. Now the traditional way, for example, if we will talk about Odoo version 7 or less than 7, so what happened is search query, the search returns only list of ID. Okay, it won't be convert into the record set like this one. So in that case, what we need to do is we have to again call the browse method to convert IDs to record set. So that is the drawback, right? Because we are trying to call 2 times in the database, and that's the main point we need to optimize. And here the Odoo team already optimized this part using the search query, and it will directly call the record set only, right? Now let's see here. What we have to do is here student filtered self.env wb.student. Okay, again I'm trying to call one more search query, and here what I will do is name I like, and let's say I'm trying to find out the name is DDD. It should be return that record set. So this is the first scenario, right? The second scenario is if you have a record set, again you will call one more time here, let's say ID in and .id. So what happened is whatsoever the ID we got, right, in a cache memory, it stores in the cache memory. I hope you understood. So from that I'm trying to get here, like I just only want to return from this IDs plus the name should be, or let's say I like operator I'm using here DDD, and those records I want to use for the further operation, right? So now you can see here, let me restart the service. Let me click here, and now you can see. So this is my first time I received the record set, right? This is the first scenario, like I'm directly again calling to this search method with the name like a DDD, right? It's written like this record set. So total, you can see here 11 record is found. Now again, with using the second scenario, right? From this student record set, I'm trying to apply here that IDs plus the name should be DDD. So it's also again written the same result with the first scenario. Okay. So this is the two scenarios I have provided. There is some cases, some like developers directly call the search method or directly call like this. Using this existing record set IDs, they will match plus other conditions like what I'm using here, the name. From your side, you also tried different scenarios, right? For the different conditions you already applied. Now here the thing is, if you are calling this search method, right, using, if you already have an existing record set and again you are trying to call the search method, that means it will hit again one more time the database, and it will take a little bit time. Right now in your local system it's performed well, but when it's come to the real scenarios, right, over there the multiple users is working with the different roles, so in that case it will impact the performance, right? So to reduce such scenarios, here the filtered method come to the picture. Okay, so let's say I already have a students, right, record set. So what I will do is like student underscore filtered equal to, and yes, there is a third scenario like I also used before, but now like once I understood this filtered method very well, then after I never used that one also. Student stud obj equal to like this for stud in students, right? So this is third scenario right here. Let's say if stud name ddd in and matching, if it is match, then what I will do is like I will do something like this stud. So let me uncomment this one. Okay, so you can see this name field already is a blank, and that blank refer as a boolean, right? What we can do is we can use convert into str. Once I click here, and now you can see here. So this is the main filtered, like all the 17 records available here. This is the first scenario. Again, I'm searching using the only the name filter. The second scenario is like I'm using existing student IDs plus that one more condition. And here I'm not trying to call the database, like I'm not trying to call database, but I'm using iterator operation, right? And here again I'm trying to check one more condition. If this DDD is available in this name field, then I will try to add into this student object, right? So this is the third scenario, and you can see it took me let's say hardly, let's say this 4 lines of code, right? And now let me show you here one more scenario using the filtered method. Okay, this method is also right, but I'm not preferring you to use this one. Instead you can use this one. You can see here you already have, right, students. You can use here students dot filtered, right? This is the method, so due to that we have to pass here the bracket, and here we have to pass the enonium function using the lambda. Let's say I'm using lm, or let's say stud dot name, right? And here I will try to use that condition. So let's say ddd in, and let me convert into this string so we don't have an issue. And now simple, I will try to use here stud underscore obj, obj. All right, and now you can see the magic. Once I click here, you can see this is my first time I retrieved all the record set using the search method without any filter. This is the first scenario, this is the second scenario, and now you can see this is the third scenario, and here you can see this is the fourth scenario, right? And this filtered won't be called again one more time into the database, but it's again iterate this record set, and it will only gives the matched condition here, right? And there is no limit. You can also add multiple conditions here. Let's say stud.fees greater than 1000, something like this you can also add. Okay, using this filtered method you will reduce code. You can see here it took 4 lines of code, exclude this print statement, right, to retrieve the object based on the condition. But here you can see this 4 lines of code, it will reduce into the 1 line of code. And I'm not suggesting you to use this one. If you already have a record set, you directly use the filtered method instead of doing this 3 different scenarios, right? And yes, one more thing is, if you do something like that, here you can do one more thing. You can have like stud obj, and you can see here right now I'm using here the multiple times this object, right, the same name. So what I will do is, like, I will try to cut, I will paste here, and I'm using this variable, so it will again reduce the code. Okay, so let me minimize, and now you can see here we have to store this object like this. Then after, if we want to use this variable in a 4 times or 5 times or more than that, you can directly use like this to reduce the code. Okay, so yeah, so this is the main purpose of the filtered method. I hope you understood. In case you still have any doubt related to this filtered method, please comment below, and see you in our next session.